Welcome to another episode of Bella in Your Business. My name's Bella Vasta. We spend so much time trying to figure out the algorithms on social media just to have them change on us right away. At the time of this recording, it is 2 days before Instagram makes their big change that I've announced in my mastermind, I've announced on my Facebook page. It is simply that all their postings are now going to be public. So that means every single thing that you post, and if it was already a business public page, it should have been because they could do it already. You should have your keywords in there. But now it's even more important. Every single time you post on Facebook or Instagram, it's basically like a micro blog. But what if I told you that there was something that was even better, that outperforms any day of the week than social media to help attract people to your business? Would you be interested? Because that's what today's episode's all about. I'm going to be throwing a lot of statistics at you because I wanted to throw the numbers really heavily into this episode so that you could hopefully be motivated. The topic that I'm about to tell you about is something that a lot of people are either really scared or apprehensive or self-conscious about. Perhaps sometimes they say they don't have time for it, which really when you say you don't have time, it means it's not a priority, right? That's in anything in life. Or it's just something that maybe they've done before, but they don't feel like they got an ROI, a return on investment. Therefore, they're just like, no. And so what that is it's word of mouth marketing. It's getting out there and pounding the pavement. It's getting out there and being endorsed by the vet. It's by being endorsed by grooming shops, by trainers, by local community managers, realtors, anyone that will do that. Okay. Do you know that according to statistics, it generates 5 times more sales than paid advertisements, while referred customers deliver 16% higher lifetime value and cost $24 less to acquire? What? That's incredible. Like, even if those numbers are off because statistics are statistics, you cannot negate the fact that your referral will automatically spend more money with you, whether it's 16%, 13%, 21. I'm not even going to debate the numbers because it's consistent throughout all the research I did. That's pretty powerful. Hey, do you want me to give you a new client that's going to pay you at least 15% more than what your other clients pay? Yeah. Thank you. Oh, and let's not forget to talk about the thank yous at the end, because thank yous are really important, even for the connections that are attempted but missed. And that's a really important part. So the pet care industry is experiencing an explosive growth, as you all know. I mean, I don't even keep track of these numbers. I don't know if you're like me, where it just gets to a certain high number where you can't even really comprehend it. When I was in the game, like 10 years ago, I think we were at like 80, 90 million. Yeah. Oops. We're at like 2.7 billion right now in 2024, projected to be 5.1 billion with a B for boy by 2030. Yet 92% of consumers trust recommendations from friends and family above all other advertising. Can I bring up Facebook groups? How many times? I always wonder, and this is really important. I always wonder, why do people keep posting, hey, do you know a pet sitter or dog walker? At least in our local Facebook groups, multiple times a week. I'm like, girl, go back and look at the post from 2 days ago. You can get all your information there. It boggles my mind how and why people will not search. But it also makes sense if you think about it. They're not going to search because they want a personal recommendation, because they feel that their experience, their pet, their need is unique. It's different from the other person who asked. And they want their own personal recommendations. They want that person to come directly to them. But unfortunately, what happens is a lot of pet sitters and dog walkers see that there's 20 comments and they go, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. There's all this competition out there. But yet, in the same breath, they say they're the best, they're the most professional, they're the most all this stuff. Why is that? If we know that referrals can be more lucrative for our business, and we know the place or places like next door that people go a lot for those recommendations, then why don't we have any kind of program established to face talk to people and be like, hey, will you recommend me online? Will you recommend me to your neighbors? Why are we talking about it? Why are we only, hey, if you refer someone, I'll give you $25? Or better yet, why don't you have a referral program that's like, if you refer someone, you get $25 and they get $25? Let's not be cheap here. I used to do that all the time. And so the giver and the receiver both got, you know, because sometimes that can feel a little sleazy. Oh, are you only referring me to them so you can get a credit? You guys say that about me sometimes when I'm referring stuff, which so be it. So think about it. If you know the types of clients coming in will pay you more money, and you also know where they hang out, doesn't that sound like a bullseye to you? Because to me, it does. But here's the other factor to this. And this is why it's important to not just be responding to people, but to be out there initiating conversations, initiating relationships, initiating common interests, conversations, basically building trust. Because trust formation in pet care allows a really unique psychological pattern that's driven by emotional bond between pets and owners. We are not selling cogs or wheels or widgets. We aren't even selling pet sitting and dog walking. If you've been listening to this podcast for the past 445 episodes, my goodness. And no, I never set out to have 445 episodes. I had no idea I'd ever be here. Just goes to show what consistency and dedication and discipline. Anyways, back on track. Squirrel moment. We're not selling pet sitting and dog walking. We're selling peace of mind, trust, and security. And so when you sell peace of mind, trust, and security, now you're on a different playing field. Now it's not time for dollar. Now it's something different. And if you acknowledge that you're selling peace of mind, trust, and security, but all you're doing is posting pictures of Fido and Fluffy and saying, oh, they're such a good pet. Or if you're only talking to people and you're saying, hey, yeah, it's $35 for 30 minutes, then you're selling time for dollar. You're not focusing your messaging and your campaigns around things like celebrating the bond between the pet and the parent. You're not doing that. You're not talking about local events where they can celebrate, enhance, build core memories of, a pet at a parade and saying, hey guys, let's have a cheering station at the parade with all of our dogs kind of thing. It's the summer. There's so much opportunity to go out and build these relationships. Why aren't you doing it? I'm also going to say this, that I also found a repeated statistic, and it's from Global Pets. 53% of pet owners cite cost as their primary concern, followed by positive reviews and personal recommendations. And that was 53%, 51-49. However, the decision-making process reveals a deeper psychological factor that 80% of pet owners must trust their provider's competence. Transparency, reliability, and genuine care for animals serve as the critical trust building elements. So how can you take that and how can you project that into your community? I have so many ideas, like so many ideas. And that's what I'm about to, in 3 hours, on our first group call in the mastermind this month, talk about. Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how to basically be the go-to pet care expert in your community that everyone knows. But I thought it was so interesting. I wanted to talk to you guys about that too today. Word of mouth is like a 5 times advantage. So here's more research for you. According to Niesland, McKenzie, and other leading firms, word of mouth marketing substantially outperforms social media marketing for local service businesses. For local service businesses, because it's about trust. You trust the people online, sometimes, depending on how they show up online. But then if someone actually vouches for them or says you really need to use this company, then you actually are like, oh, okay, that's an actual human, someone I could ask questions to. Literally, the statistics are compelling. Word of mouth generates 5 times more sales than paid advertisements and delivers $6.50 in ROI for every dollar spent. What? If you don't have an on-the-ground moment, if you want to have the most amazing fall and winter sales and kill it, despite the economy being as unhinged and on a roller coaster as it possibly can be, if you want to be the go-to pet care expert in your community, what are you doing right now in July of 2025 to help your future self in the fall or the winter? I'm just wondering. This is really, really important. And I could bring AI into this, but today I'm going to stay focused on this. AI, of course, supports all of this and helps you do this. And okay, so let's even think about that for a minute. This isn't something I was even going to bring up. So I go back on my word. I guess I'm going to talk about AI. If it's already 5 times, if referrals are already 5 times more effective, and that's in a regular world, okay? In a world where you're not using AI, where you're not using AI to come up with the most amazing ideas on how to simply insert it into maybe your newsletters or into your social or into client interactions or into ways to touch them, all of these really creative ways that you can get into it without saying, know a friend, refer us, don't forget about our referral program, and sound like a cheesy salesperson. Imagine if it's already 5 times more effective that way, how much more effective would it be if your output was way more than that tiny, tiny little percentage that it already is? What if your output was so easy that you could ramp that up even 10%? What would that do to your bottom line? Because now you're not having to figure out, how do I get out there and try to get my clients to refer me more? Or how do I get out there and get my community to refer me more? Interesting enough, in the Marketing with Bella program, I'm actually putting together for one of my clients. She wanted to really attract all of the PTOs in her community, and she services many communities. So we're doing basically a campaign where I'm gathering a list for her of all the PTOs, PTAs, whatever they call different in different areas, so that when school starts, she can reach out to the new presidents, because there's usually new ones every year, and introduce herself and also offer something, because most of them have at least a spring and a fall event. And then they also have silent auctions, and then they have fundraisers, and then they have all, like, PTOs are there to raise money, and they leverage local businesses all the time. And what better way to do it than that? So my point is, the more that you can connect with really connectors in your community, the more that you can get people talking about you. Guys, this is so exciting. And I am so on fire. I really feel like I probably, after this episode, because my brain really is firing, I think I needed to just go through and like make a whole list and tell ChatGPT to make me a whole PDF download to give to the mastermind members of all the different ways that they could do things. And they could either do them or their office managers. So a lot of people have their office managers in there too, which is fantastic, because the whole premise around that is, if you learn something in the mastermind for me, then you have to go and be the teacher to your office manager, and that's just giving you more jobs. I don't want to do that. This is good. I really enjoy being able to be creative with you. I really enjoy 2025, being able to be creative. In that creativity, though, I've also had to give myself a little bit of grace, Because when I'm not creative, I'm not creative. But when I get creative, all it takes is me doing this podcast, talking to you. And then I've got these amazing channels of Marketing with Bella and the Mastermind where I can just throw up of the mouth. That sounds terrible. I can just pour into these two communities, and it's so exciting because at the core of all of this, I love doing it because I miss doing it for my own company. Oh, we're getting real personal here. Reputation building for local service businesses, it's very predictable, the timelines and measurable ROI if you're out there getting your name out there. What networking groups are you going to? You don't necessarily have to be a member. There's so many networking groups out there, and most of them allow you to go to at least 2 for free. So you could show up at these new networking groups with certain ideas in your head and things to do. But where does your future business self want to be in the fall, in the winter? Because what you do right now is going to show up in 3 to 6 months. Not everyone is going to have a summer trip tomorrow, but they might have one for Labor Day or Thanksgiving or Christmas or Veterans Day, all of that. It's 150 ROI increase within 6 months. That's what this is focused on. And your reviews. I'm trying to stay away from AI just for this episode. But if you're not listed on Bing and you're not getting reviews on Facebook and you're only focusing on Google, my friend, consider this your future self saying, please listen to Bella and get listed on Bing and get your reviews on Facebook up. Because even if you don't want to hear this, that's where AI is going to be pulling from. They already are. This is really, really exciting. Like, I have so many ideas flying through my head right now. There's this one company out there, Furry Fella's Pet Service in Rhode Island. They actually built a 648,000 annual revenue business by focusing on veterinarian partnerships, which, yes, yes, that's exactly what I did in my business too. And that was amazing. What about, okay, we just had 4th of July. How many of you guys had boarding facilities that were referring people to you for pet sitting because they were full and they were booked? This is what I mean by these referrals. Oh, hi. Yeah, this is Horizon Boarding. I'm sorry. We are completely committed for the 4th of July weekend, but we've made a deal with, or should I do this? We've made a deal with Bella's House and Pet Sitting for a reduced rate to help say we're sorry that we're booked, but she can definitely help you. We definitely recommend her. Go call her. It's only $29 instead of $35 a visit for this weekend only. Here's her information, or here's her website. Go sign up. Have you made boarding facilities into your own personal sales reps? I used to do that all the time. Just takes a little planning. Positive Pet Spa in North Carolina achieved $240,000 a year in revenue through specialized positioning and educational community outreach. I have a client right now, Michaela, right now, who's doing this. She is going in, and not only is she learning in veterinarians about different things, medical stuff to help care for the pets, but she's also going into schools and teaching kids about proper pet care. It's fantastic. You guys know about this stuff already. Why not just live in it? I could keep going with all of these things, but the biggest thing I want you to really think of, and this is a little bit different of an episode today, because sometimes I just like to talk to you like we're besties. Last year, I did 2 back-to-back episodes talking to you in my car, and you guys loved it. I feel like I should just get in my car and go record again. Or maybe I should go see Liz again. But regardless, I want you to really, 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 really think about the psychology of trust in pet care services. And I want you to look at, what are your efforts doing? Are you just dropping off business cards out in your community? Are you just paying for an advertisement, or are you building trust? I have so many ideas on how you can do all of this. I'm going to dump them all into the mastermind. But what are you doing? If you're sitting here looking for more clients, which I know you're either looking for more employees or you're looking for more clients, most of you. Then why aren't we doing it through a referral type process? I'm going to say something that might hit a nerve, if I haven't already. And I'm doing this out of love, you guys. It's my mama heart. What's your percentage of referrals? You track those KPIs every month. Out of 10 sales a month, let's say you get 10 new clients a month, how many of those new clients were from referrals? Can you tell me? Do you have a KPI report, key performance indicators? Are you keeping track of that stuff? If you're keeping track of it, can you double it next month? And can you create a plan? If you're not tracking it, can you start tracking it? They're going to spend more. They're going to be with you more. Sounds like a good deal to me. Let's really focus on this, okay? 71% of consumers are most likely to purchase based off of social media referrals. We're talking about the next stores and the Facebook groups. And how do you stand out from all of that? All those 20 different answers? Sometimes it's more. I have so many ideas. And what are we doing to amplify that? What are we doing to not just be, hey, use Bella's house and pet sitting? What are we doing to actually add value to that community on a weekly basis? What are we doing? What are you doing? Do we have a system to get our name out there so that we're not just mentioned when people need something, but we're also just giving because givers get? Am I right? Local SEO optimization provides 40 to 60% increase in local search visibility, while Google My Business optimization serves as the foundation for a local digital presence, according to Scout. The key is maintaining, this is really important, the NAP, the name, address, and phone number information across all platforms, and encouraging satisfied customers to leave reviews. I know my girl Brooke with Animal Admiration out in Katy, Texas, she's got, I think it's over 200 five-star reviews. It's sobomb.com. All right, I could keep going. I'm not going to. I'm really, really excited for this, you guys. If you want to get in on this, consider this my personal invite to get into the mastermind right now. Whether you're listening to this July of 2025 or beyond, this information will still be in the mastermind and it will be all organized. So you could actually come in and access it right now. Something that's not going to cost you money, but only your brain power and your time. Something that could be out there helping promote you. Why do you have to think about it? It's so easy. It's just something that you need discipline or a system to keep on doing. So let's get this going for you. And before we even say, oh yeah, that's something great. Now, Bella, I have something more to do. I'm literally telling you to do this, but I'm also asking you, why haven't you already? What is I don't want you to go make a whole plan and then something's holding you back. Or you make all this effort and then you don't find the time to actually go do it. Or you make all this effort and then you chicken out. Or you say, I'm too busy. Or I ran out of time. When you make this plan, I want you to make this plan that is an evergreen plan. It doesn't matter whether you're doing it in July or November. I want to help you. This really excites me. Let me be your cheerleader. Join us in the mastermind, jumpconsulting.net/mastermind. And if you're wondering or you want to just chat with me and we've never chatted before, I offer 20-minute complimentary sessions. All you got to do is go to jumpconsulting.net/2020. I also want to, and I probably should have said this at the beginning, and my podcast producer has been on me for this, but I don't know, I forget, I get excited, I want to talk to you guys. Please like and subscribe, and guess what? Leave me a review wherever it is that you're listening to this. Whether it's on my website, whether you're watching me on YouTube, whether you're listening or watching on Spotify, or on Apple Podcasts, or on Pandora, or on any of the other places that you could be listening to me. First of all, thank you, because this is the end of the episode. And I really want to see your word of mouth marketing explode, because it's one of the biggest slept on things that you can do that people forget about, that I know personally. like very personally. I had one word of mouth person that was worth 40 grand a month of revenue in my business because I tracked it. And that was just what was recorded. Probably was even more than that, that wasn't like attributed to that one referral partner. So what are you doing? And do you want me to help you? This has been another episode of Bella in Your Business, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Give me all of your feedback. Come into the mastermind and let's have fun. Next week, I am going to be announcing a super duper special. I always throw specials out during my birthday. My birthday's coming up on July 18th. I will be 43 years old, going on what I feel like 29. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun. I am so excited about your businesses. I really am. Thank you for letting me be in your earwaves or around you for the past however many minutes this has been. And remember, when life gets you down, every down has an up. Always keep jumping. It's about balance. It's not about perfection. Have a great day. Bye, guys.